Hi guys, this is Starcraft and welcome to another series of Starcraft Adventures. It's gonna be ASL S17, Day 2 qualifiers, and this is gonna be Group 8 finals and Bracket 8 rather finals, and it's gonna be a TvZ with JyJ versus Cola. So JyJ is a of course one of the strong Terran players. He's been the ASL champion of season 15. And Cola is a Zerg that used to play for CJ Entus a long time ago. So he is kind of a nobody, at least in the current situations. But of course he used to play as a pro gamer. So anyways, TvZ, and it looks like this is the second set in the series. The first game already went to JyJ. JyJ lost to Shine, right? Shine or Beast? I mean, he lost to a Zerg player yesterday. So that's very nice to see. To see him having another chance to go into the ASL round of 24, because yeah, ASL without JyJ would not be fun either. So we're gonna be having, of course, a mix of the good old pro gamers and then the new guys like Baby and Tech or Tegin Gu or whatever his name is. But anyways, yeah, JyJ might have an easy, quick victory here because he's coming out with an SCV and some Marines, but the reinforcement Zerglings from Kerrigan Force, aka Cola, have arrived just in time to send these guys homes, and the game is gonna go on for now. We have Supply Depot and Barracks blocking the entrance for JyJ. He's feeling very safe and is gonna be able to tech up. Likewise, Cola is gonna go for Lair and start to get his tech up and going. Alright, looks like engineer bay coming down from JyJ. So anyways, please give me some more comments, man. I mean, please let me know, like for example, where you're from, who are you rooting for this ASL, which players you think are just overrated or underrated. I mean, what do you think about my commentaries? Do you think I should improve on something? What are some of the information that are missing or wrong in the video description? What do you think about Artosis and Tasteless, the most popular casting duo out there? Do you play Starcraft? What is your race? Do you play off race? Are you like one of those players that play all of the races? Do you watch KCM? Are you vegetarian? Are you vegan? Do you have a girlfriend or boyfriend? And do you drive a car? So if any of these questions pertain to you, please let me know the answer. I'd love to learn more about you and to have some kind of conversations online. Anyways, back to this game. Looks like the scouting SCV has been destroyed, and we're seeing a lot of Zergling with speed coming out from Cole. I'm not so sure if this is by design or just for fear of a huge medic Marines attack here. And we do have some Marines started to move out, just 5 or 6 Marines. Zerglings are waiting on the high ground. This might be a surprise attack for Cola. Of course, he's behind, so he needs to kind of play something drastic. We're seeing that just 2 drones on the gas at the expansion, not too many, and Cola is trying to poke a little bit and make JyJ a little bit fearful, and this might kind of click in JyJ's head. It's like, why are you being over aggressively with my base? That means you have something kind of hidden behind there in the dark. So it's gonna stay exactly where he is, covering his medic, covering his Marines with medic, and just waiting for maybe 5 bats and more powerful units to come out to support the group. Looks like the mutualists are gonna be morphing now. Some turrets are already under construction, so everything is looking very standard for both of these players. And let's see how good is the micro from our friend Kerrigan Force, aka Cola here. It's very rare to see a Korean programmer use English alias. Usually it's like a very simple English word, like, I don't know, stork, right, or calm, right? To use the word Kerrigan Force, I mean, what? I mean, that's like the nickname that my son, if I had a son and he's 7 years old, he would have used, in his first game of Starcraft playing against the computers. Or it might be the name of, this might be the name of one of the one of the computer players, isn't it? Like Kerrigan Force and Alpha Squad or whatever. And what is it, Beta Squadron or whatever, right? Those kind of really AI generated dull and generic names. So Kerrigan Force. Anyways, a lot of mutualists are going to be amassing for our friend Kerrigan Force here. He's going to come out with 6 mutualists. He's kept some mutualists in the back. Not so sure why Why is he not engaging with his full force? But anyways, now I think he's grouped them all up together, and he starts to attack the Marines, 8 mutualists, and doing some damage. But this is definitely not enough damage, man. Not enough damage at all. So something else will need to be thought up here. Something else will need to be devised by our friend Kerrigan Force, because if the bio bore is allowed to grow and the SCV lines is allowed to mine undisturbed, then that spells trouble for our friend Kerrigan Force in the mid to late game situation. Looks like 10 mutualists, very strong, but some of the mutualists are not inside that group. Very, very nice dancing of the mutualists, trying to bait out the stim and destroy some of the forward barracks, from the forward Marines. All right, looks like JyJ is gonna stay at home, amass a few more Marines, and I don't understand the difference between the two players. Some Terran players prefer to move out and be really aggressive with their first move, their first group of medic Marines, and they would like rather lose the medic Marines and stay home. While some of the players, and sometimes like this instance right here, JyJ, he doesn't move like more than 3 inches from his expansion. Like, what is the rationale for each of the playstyle? Is there any kind of advantage to one playstyle over the others? Please let me know. Yeah, he just stays right here. And only when he's got a sizable amount of force, he starts to move out. So can you let me know, what are the rationales for each of the playstyle? Why would you be just like running around with like 5 or 6 Marines and that's it? And why would it would be beneficial to stay home with until you get about 20, 30 Marines and start to move out? So that is something I'd like to learn as well. Anyways, 11 mutualists versus about 15 Marine and like 4 or 5 medics. And very good though for Kola to not really fully engage. As you can see, he's skirt on the outside. He loses, I think, maybe the first mutualist of the game. Anyways, he's going to try to get a surround now with so many mutualists. And Zelle, it's going to be time for him to pull back the mutualists, because the Zerlings can do the damage while the mutualists can just kind of recuperate the health. And we're going to be seeing another front to attack. Kola comes forward. There's a lot of stuff inside the bunker, so the Zerg will need to push back. And indeed, Kola puts the rest of his units back, and the game is not over. Kerrigan Force is still behind by supply, but he's got a lot of mutualists. So I'm going to still tip the balance in favor of JyJ, because, when JyJ gets his science vessels and he starts to move out, these mutualists are just like paper airplanes. They're just not even paper airplanes. They're just like steam. They're like ghosts. They're like shadows on the wall. They don't even exist. Mutualists start to come in now and attacking the turret. Is it a good idea? Medic Marines are starting to move out and clearing some of the Zerlings on the high ground, and that forces Kerrigan Force to pull his mutualists back. Mutualists have +1 what is this, spike upgrade, right? We have the first air cavalry coming through here. The double Valkyries look for some overlords to kill, and we're seeing a scary push from our Terran friend here. JyJ +1 weapon, +1 armor, counterattack by the mutualists. No, this is not counterattack. This is kind of a flank, trapping some of the medic Marines that are kind of in the middle in transit here. We have lurkers in place. This is a very good lurker location, because some of the lurkers are forward, which drives the Marine fire, and then the lurkers in the back are going to be in position, and the lurker forward can just cancel themselves. So very good decision and very good tactic by Kola. But can he survive this wave? Valkyrie's going to try very hard. The other lurker's going to go back. And I think for the time being, Kerrigan Force is surviving. He got even some lurkers on his other bases, so he's doing quite well. We are seeing double starport completing already from JyJ. So he's going to be producing maybe more Valkyries, or maybe just transition back into dropship. And it looks like Kola is fearing some kind of attack from the air. So he's already started to place some scourges on the outskirts of his bases. And Overlord's clearing out some, being cleared out by some of the Valkyries. We might see another command center going up. Nidus can already started to connect the bases, and Defile Mount about halfway done. So JyJ will need to expand himself and start to assert a little bit of economic power here, because the Zerg is not going to go anywhere for a long time. And coming to think about, why is it that Kola takes the base at the 5 o'clock position and not the 6 o'clock position? Can you somebody explain to me why? They both have gas, right? I think they both have gas. So what is the benefit of taking the base that is really far out? Interesting. I do not understand it. I mean, I understand if you're trying to take the base at the 3 o'clock and the 4 o'clock. That's a different story, because you have another backdoor base to kind of use. But this base out at the 5 o'clock position is kind of, like in the middle of nowhere. It didn't really make any sense for me. But anyways, we are gonna be seeing some SV transfer to the third base of JyJ momentarily, whereas Kola is gonna sit at home, just enjoy his defensive posture, and just wait for Defiler research to get completed. Mutuals are flying in and out between the cities of New York and Los Angeles. This is the charter flights here, but they need to be wary or fearsome of any kind of rocky weather indications here, and that might be what JyJ has in store for him. He's got a large amount of ground forces waiting. Defiler is gonna get irradiated by the science vessels at some point. Looks like Mutuals are gonna go in the long way. They might attack the main of JyJ. Do we have some tourists? We do have some tourists in the back, but of course completely oblivious of the situation by JyJ. These Mutualists are returning. They're returning. I understand. Anyways, they're gonna be meeting the medic marines in the middle, and the science vessel might have seen the shadows of these Mutualists. They start to attack this third base. This is an interesting maneuver. How many kills can they kind of net before the science vessel kind of obliterate them with the evaded, and that I think 2 evade was casted there. We are seeing even some dropship in the area. All right, very, very nice scan by JyJ to check look at the situation. Okay, that's not a dropship, that's just some kind of Valkyrie, and the first one is destroyed, the second one might get destroyed. So a science vessel comes through and takes care of some of the lurkers in the front. We'd like to see the 4th base coming up for JyJ. I think that's gonna be needed here. Not 2 base enough. I'd like to see I'd like to see Troy. I mean, it would be very nice to have the online qualifiers played on Troy. We're gonna have some crazy games, and of course that is not really good for my throat, because statistics have indicate that the games on Troy are likely to be about 1.5 times longer than games on other maps. And you know what, I don't have energy to cast 12 games on Troy in succession. Anyways, Sensor comes through, trying to erase some of the lurkers, and they succeed, and they're gonna go back. JyJ ahead by about 55 to 60 supply now. All right, is our friend Kola gonna start to bust out at some point? I think that's gonna be a question. It looks like he's getting ready for a 4th base. This Defiler comes through, a nice Dark Swarm, clearing out all of the Marines. Of course, that Defiler is dead, but it's already paid for more than what it's worth by catching some science vessels and clearing out some of the Marine with the Zerling attack. Alright, looks like Kerrigan Forces discovered the presence of the 1 o'clock base, and he's gonna try to do something about it a little bit later. But for now, we have a Lurker and a Dark Storm to get destroyed. This hatchery is forced to cancel itself. Lurker coming through now. We have beautiful Dark Storm covering all those Lurkers, even though 2 of the Lurkers are damaged, but 2 are very healthy. Oh my god, look at this counter scourging activities going out, and all the scourges get destroyed because there's no Marine in the area. Oh my god, and only 1 science vessel remain after this battle is over. Supply wise, I mean, Kerrigan Force is still behind by a lot, but at least he's cleared a lot of science vessels, and he's gonna be able to take out the rest of these forces now and set up his 4th base. JyJ, we need to start to transfer SV towards his 4th base as well. It's been online for some times. What's happening here in the middle of the map? Looks like JyJ is unrelentless. He comes over with more forces, and he goes right through. Defilers are not in position, and that Lurker is so lonely in the corner. But it looks like JyJ decided to attack the left side. This is a mistake. Attack the right side. Scan. He does. Well, he guess he doesn't need to scan because we have 2 science vessels in the area, and the hatchery is forced to cancel once again. So yeah, looks like a supply advantage of 50 is re-established, and some tanks are even out on the field. So I think it's gonna be just a few more moments before Kola GG and accepts defeat. JyJ is gonna advance to the round of 24. Kola is not giving up just yet. He's gonna come out with a bit of Defiler. Of course, oh my god, we have a hidden hatchery. You know what, we've seen several times that Zerg can kind of come back with a hidden hatchery. He's gonna build a hidden hatchery at the 5 o'clock position, 4 o'clock position. He's gonna use Nidus Canal to transfer his drones there and his Defiler, and he's gonna re-establish his presence on that map a bit later. So if JyJ is careful, he's gonna be able to take out those that hatchery later. But for the time being, he's doing really well, JyJ. And we have the first Ultralisk of the game coming out. 3 Ultralisks surrounding this area. We need Dark Swarm. We need Dark Storm, but if the Dark Storm is casted, then this Medic Marine is gonna escape and go home. Nice Scourge work, taking out just a single Sunset, so the second Sunset is destroyed, and Mutual is coming out of nowhere. We have a nice Plague there, but yeah, everything else is destroyed by the Ultralisk and the Zerglings here. We have tanks coming in and closing in. This is going to be a very strong grip against our friend Kola here. Can he succeed? Supply difference is a staggering 90 supply. It's going to be very difficult. I think for Kola to come back, unless his third base. Oh my God, his hidden base is destroyed. How the heck does JyJ have the Star Sense to discover that area? And ladies and gentlemen, the last of the battles is going to begin now. We have one more Sunken remaining. The tanks on the high ground are not yet engaging, but they will soon join the battle. And looks like Kola's got nothing. If you like the cast video, buy me a coffee. The link is in the video description. You can also subscribe to the channel if you wish. It doesn't really matter that much. But yeah, looks like we're going to be heading towards the next game in the series. Nice Dark Swarm. Ultralists are very strong, but we need one more Dark Swarm to really defend this area successfully. It's going to be time for JyJ to pull back. Where are the tanks? He's got some tanks on the high ground, I think. He's just like throwing away units now. He doesn't really care. Yeah, tanks on the high ground. It's just going to stay exactly on the high ground, and huge reinforcement coming from the back. It was very good for JyJ to fight in the Dark Swarm, because there's an advantage to that, which it keeps the Dark Swarm away from the tanks. If you kind of retreat, that allows a little bit of a breathing room for the Definer to move forward and cast Dark Storm. And when you're ahead in terms of economy like this, you can throw Marines away, to trade it for time and positional advantage. And that's exactly what JyJ is doing. But now he's got everything grouped up together. He comes forward with more tanks, and they're protected behind this ridge. Nothing else is gonna help Kola protect this hatchery. Even JyJ could just focus on the hatchery. And GG. Thanks for watching, and see you soon. Bye bye.